There is no permanent peace in the Middle East to people who are not Muslims. It is against the core thinking of Islam, because Islam, according to its main idea, is to spread itself all over the world. All the people in the world should convert to Islam. So living alongside with an entity which is not Muslim forever can be only based on the fact that Muslims cannot defeat that entity.
Would you say that all of these issues behind the facade of all of the wars and the terrorism, would you say it's a spiritual war?
Of course. Islam underlies many, many things in the Middle East, if not all of them. Look, again, in the West, we live in societies which try their best to divide between state and church, between political issues and religious issues. Religion is between the person and the deity, if he believes at all, while society and state and economy and everything else is something which is shared by everybody. This is the basic division, the philosophic division between religion and other issues in the Western world. Here in the Middle East, there is no such a division. Islam, if any Muslim announces that he left Islam, he will be beheaded, because this is the only punishment for somebody who declares publicly that he left Islam, he or she. Okay? Although he can be totally secular, doesn't perform anything, doesn't care about Islam, yet, since he was born Muslim, the religion says that he is. Religious feuds, religious struggles are all over the place. Look, the Sunni-Shi'i rift, which is about the succession of Muhammad, became with the time a religious struggle between two parts of the Arab world, of the Islamic world. So this issue here in the Middle East, religion plays a major role in everything.
Would you consider Israel as Western?
In their eyes, Israel is actually something which they cannot cope with. Why? According to the Islamic creed, Islam came to the world to replace both Judaism and Christianity. Actually, Christianity replaced Judaism, and Islam came to replace Christianity and Judaism. Therefore, Judaism and Christianity, according to the Islamic discourse, not the radical one, the regular one, are din batil. In Arabic means a religion which is null and void, cancelled, replaced. Batil is actually a lie. It's a religion which is illegitimate. Now, the Zionist campaign, which started 150 years ago, more or less, Jews started to come big numbers and to buy lands and to establish all kinds of settlements here in Tel Aviv in 1909, Petah Tikva in 1882, Rishon LeZion, Rehovot, Zichron Yaakov, Rosh Pina, all these places. And then the Histadrut became the organization in 1920, HaShomer, the Guardian, and later the state, 1948, and then 67, we liberate Judea and Samaria in Jerusalem, and Jews are starting to pray on Temple Mount. Now, all this process, until Jews pray in Temple Mount, is viewed by Muslims as a resurrection of Judaism. Judaism comes back to life with a help of the Christian world. Balfour, 1917, the declaration, he is evangelical Anglican Christian. Balfour, for him it was a religious issue. Means the whole state of Israel is actually a returning of Judaism to life with a conspiracy with Christianity against Islam. Because Islam, as you know, came to the world to replace both Judaism and Christianity. They cannot fathom the fact that Judaism comes back to life in the form of a state, army, police, government, sovereignty, flag, national anthem, people who gather from all over the world and reconstructed the Jewish people in this place. For them, it is a theological threat on Islam.
It's so important, I think, to hear this, to be able to see through their eyes kind of what they feel and what they think, I guess.
Because everything is connected. Religion and states like Israel is all one salad of issues.
Can we, as Israel, as Westerners, as non-Muslims, can we interact with them in a non-Muslim way?
Yes, definitely. Because there are other interpretations, like the Emirates. The Emiratis think that, yes, they know about everything, but Allah did not send us to be the jihadists. We didn't get a notice from Allah, go to the jihad. And Allah, after all, is omnipotent. He can do whatever he likes. If he thinks that Israel has no place, Allah by himself can wipe them out. He doesn't need us.
Is this a minority thinking or belief within
of course.
Islam?
This is what
This is the UAE,
explains
basically.
the UAE.
Yeah.
This is what explains all those countries which normalized, not only made peace with us like Jordan and Egypt, which is based on interests. The countries which normalized relations with Israel, Morocco, Bahrain, United Arab Emirates, they think, or they say in this issue, we are not the jihadists of Allah because we did not get any nomination from Allah, neither by email, nor by WhatsApp, nor by Telegram, Instagram, or by regular mail. And Allah, by the way, He is omnipotent. He can do whatever He likes. And if Allah thinks that Israel has no place or no reason to be here, Allah can send them to hell in no time. He doesn't need us. Allah is omnipotent. He can do whatever He likes. He can bring a wave from the sea which will take them all to hell. For example, if He really wants, the fact that Israel is almost 80 years old, 78 years old, it means that Allah enabled the Jews to have a state. We don't know why. Allah didn't tell us. We don't know what are the cheshbonot, the accounts of Allah, why He enabled the Jews to have states. By the way, we don't know why Allah enabled the Christians to have so many states. France, Egypt, Spain, Portugal, United States of America, South America, so many states. All are Christian. We don't know why Allah enabled the Christians to have so many countries and so powerful countries. We don't know. And similarly, we don't know why Allah allowed the Jews to have a state. They look at the world as it is. They accept it. They try to live alongside with the world as it is. They don't fight the world. Who fights the world? The Sunnis, by the way, the Shia as well, but the extremists, as we saw, the ISIS. ISIS minted coins which show the whole world without borders, because the whole world should be Islamic.
So you spoke about the minority within Islam and how to deal with them, but how are we supposed to interact with the majority? Iran, ISIS, the Palestinians, the Arabs within Israel?
Well, you can. How? Islam has very important precedent of living with the enemy. Means alongside, not within him. This precedent is made by Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam himself. What happened chronically was that he ran away from Mecca, his birthplace, in 622, the Hijrah, the migration to Medina. In Medina, he came in 622. Within 2 years, he became the ruler of the city. And after 4 years, he wanted to conquer Mecca. He had an army already, and he went down to Mecca from the north to the south in order to conquer Mecca. The Meccans knew about his plot, and they prepared a very big army and armed her very well. And they met, both armies, Muhammad armies and the Meccan, the infidels, met near a village named Hudaybiyah. Muhammad saw this big army in front of him, so he understood that if he messes with them, this is his end. And he understood it. So he sat with them for a couple of days, and they came to an agreement of peace, temporary peace, for 9 years, 9 months, and 9 days. And this was signed in the village of Hudaybiyah. And it's called the Peace of Hudaybiyah, which is for almost 10 years. He went back to Medina, they went back to Mecca, and they waited for 2 years to see what his intentions are. And they saw that he doesn't attack them. So they took their camels and they tied all their merchandise and went to convoys to India, to Asia Minor. Actually, they passed near Medina and they waved to him and he waved them back. But he understood when the men left Mecca, he took his army 2 years after signing the almost 10 years agreement, raided Mecca, burnt all the idols, took all the women, killed all the men. And this was the end of the temporary peace, which was signed for 10 years almost, after 2 years only. From this precedent, Muslims learn 2 things. The first thing is, if you, the Muslim, if you are weak and your enemy, the infidel, is strong, you can sign with him a temporary peace. The second thing is, if Allah gives you, the Muslim, gives you the opportunity and the ability to defeat the enemy, even if it is within the time of the temporary peace, you can attack him, breach the agreement, cancel the agreement, attack him and kill him. Why? This is what Muhammad did. And since he was directed by Allah, Mahdi means directed by Allah, he was ma'asum, means infallible. He couldn't make any mistake. And since that's what he did, this is the Sharia. This is how Muslims should behave. If their enemy is strong, they can give him temporary peace. While if the enemy becomes weak, they can do whatever they need. And this is actually how Israel can survive. If Israel will be strong, united, consolidated, threatening, disproportional in its reactions, and invincible, Israel can enjoy temporary peace. However, if Israel will be united, consolidated, strong, disproportional in its reactions, and invincible, forever, Israel will enjoy a temporary peace forever.
How do you unite Israel?
This is what Israelis should bear in mind. Israelis as people, Israelis as soldiers, Israelis policemen, and the most important, Israelis as decision makers.